Good morning, everyone. Welcome to warm-up day 63. All right, let's get started. We're going to start standing today. Okay. So come and stand in your space. It's been a while since we've oiled up the joints. So that's sort of the first impulse that came to me this morning. So let's start with that today. So we're going to start with the wrists. And you're going to circle your wrists in one direction. Opening up the joint spaces. And then circle them in the other direction. Now you can do the wrists separately like this. You can also put your hands together and turn them in one direction and then the other. Whatever you feel works best for you, works better for you. And now we'll come to the elbows, circling the elbow joints, first in one direction, opening up those joint spaces, and then in the other. Always good to check in with your breath. And we'll come to the shoulders. Because the shoulders are bigger joints, we'll do one at a time. So I like to take a little step forward with one foot, the opposite foot, the shoulder getting released. I'm doing big circles around to the back. What's nice about this one is if you really stretch up with your arm, you're also getting a stretch through the intercostals. Hi, Midori. And then the other direction. We're oiling up and opening up the joints to begin. So Midori, you start with the wrists and the elbows. Now we're on the shoulder joints. And you can go as quickly or as slowly as you want. And then come to the other shoulder. I always start going back, and then I go forward. That's how I learned it in my Qigong practice. And I don't know if there's a better way. And I sort of feel like I'm going back in time, and then I'm going forward in time. Although you could argue that this is also going back. I suppose it's where the emphasis is. At any rate, circling your joints, breathing. Again, maybe feeling that bit of a stretch through your intercostals, through the side ribs here. Let's go. And then we'll come to, normally we come to the joints of the hip sockets, but let's take a moment to come to the shoulder blades. They do not do this in my Qigong practice. Opening up the shoulders. Shoulder blades. And then reverse. And then we'll come down to the hips. Maybe a bit wider stance here. Slight bend in the knees. circling around the hip sockets, circling the pelvis around. Just notice if you start to hold your breath at any point. If you notice that, see if you can soften in your belly, and allow the breath to come in and out easily. I recommend through a soft open mouth, but could be through the nose at this point. Probably more immediate through the mouth. And then the other direction. Again, listen to your body. If your hip sockets are tight or really inflamed, then take your time. You can start more in a more small gesture, and then work up to be bigger as your hips feel looser. When you're ready, come up and off of that. And then we'll come down to the knees, so you can bring your feet closer together here. And then circling your knees both in one direction. Get some cracking knees in there. And the other direction. And come up, and then we'll come down to the ankles. So I'll point my camera so you can see. So we're here, and we're just going to roll foot off of the ankle. First in one direction. I'm not even counting, I'm just doing it until it feels right, feels good. Feels like I want to change directions. And then I'll go the other way. And the other side. And another direction. And then you'll come up off of that whenever you're ready. And now we'll come to the head and the neck. So first, rolling around, and because it's the first head and neck roll of the day, again, you can start slowly, in one direction. The movement can start quite subtly, and then open up into a bigger gesture. Breathe. Soft knees. And when you're ready, the other direction. And when you're ready, you'll come up off of that. Standing on your loose ankle joints, on your feet, with soft, open knees, your open, relaxed, and released hip sockets, through a long spine, loose shoulder blades, open shoulders, down to your loose elbows, your wrists, maybe your fingertips now just get a little bit of not a circling, then a little sort of scrunch and release, just to open up those small joints there. And Open up your arms to your neck and your head. Standing comfortably, lick your lips. Give them a smack. Blow through them. And now bring your attention to your breath. The everyday natural rhythm of your breathing. Coming in and out through a soft open mouth. And yes, it's dropping into your belly, relaxing your belly. But can you also have a sense of your breath coming in and filling up those open joint spaces that we just oiled and opened up? Can you picture the breath going down to the ankles, into the knees, into your hip sockets, through your shoulder blades, into your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists, your fingers? Can you picture the breath going up through into your skull and your head? So taking a few moments here, just being with your breath. Seeing if you feel that incoming breath filling you up into those spaces. And the outgoing breath releases out easily on a loose, sloppy F sound. And then as easy as that breath is coming in and out, that outgoing breath now turns to sound. Ha. Ha. And even as we just begin to touch sound, ha ha, can you get a sense, ha ha, of any of those reverberations, like dropping a pebble into a pool of water, or any of those reverberations, ha ha, reverberating through and in and off of the joint spaces in your body? Ha ha. Any place that you feel those vibrations? Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. Just hear it, feel it, pay attention to where you experience that vibration in your body. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. Keep paying attention, running your mind around your body. Where do you feel that touch of sound? And now start to drop down your spine. Soft knees. Does this change where you feel those vibrations? Soft belly. Dropping all the way down. And when you're hanging from your tailbone, feet in a bigger sigh. And again, paying attention to wherever you feel those vibrations in your body. And then just bouncing it free from the knees to see if you could help to free up more vibration from below. Shaking it loose from your shoulders and your shoulder blades to free up more vibrations from your upper body.
And then again in dialogue with me, coming up through your spine, paying attention once again to the feeling of vibrations through your body. Feel it in your joints. Where do you feel it?
Coming all the way up. All the way up your neck. And now speak it. And as you go back to speaking it, do you still have a sense of vibrations through any part of your body, any places in your joints? And now let it turn to a fountain or a geyser of vibrational relief. And again, feel and pay attention to wherever you feel vibrations and resonance in your body. And if you want, you can use your hands to help direct that sound from your middle all the way up through your head, through your skull, as if your skull is just bursting with vibration. And now send those vibrations down like a river, like an estuary perhaps. Send those vibrations down from your middle, down through one of your legs, and loosely shake the vibrations out through that leg. And down through the other leg. And then down and just out through your knees. And then actively send those vibrations out through your pelvis. You can swirl it, you can bounce your pelvis, you can sort of swing it front and back, whatever you like. Still through the pelvis. And you can try different versions of that now, maybe side to side. And maybe rolling or swirling the other direction. And then send those vibrations out, roll them through your shoulder blades. And then roll them through, swirl them the other direction. And then you're going to shake them out loosely through your shoulders. And then down through your elbows. And you can move your elbows any way you like. You can sort of, whatever, this might sort of dance craze this might be. You might sort of swirl your elbows around. But really let the thought of your vibrations coming from your middle, going down through your arms, come out through your elbows, maybe as if there were little mouths, little openings on the on the tips of your elbows that we're releasing these vibrations. And then down and out through your wrists. Through your fingertips. And then down and out through your whole right or left arm, you can choose. And through the other arm. And then loosely through your head and neck, and any way you like. So maybe nodding, shaking your head no first. And then nodding yes. And then rolling it around in one direction. And then rolling the other way. And again, playing around with your head and neck, little neck games that you can do to release vibrations through your neck and head. And then through your whole torso, you'll sigh a hum and drop down your spine and relax at the bottom.
And then you'll sigh another hum, come up your spine, freeing your vibrations at the top.
Again, a hum to drop you down. You can keep closed at the bottom, which is what we often do, or you can open the lips if you want to try and see what that feels like to release vibrations at the bottom as well.
The next hum brings you up your spine, freeing your vibrations at the top.
This next hum drops you down your spine in order to rebound back up with a knee bounce, right back up, freeing your vibrations at the top, all in one breath. We'll do that again, dropping down and up in one, releasing at the top, and then bouncing the knees underneath you, once you've released, to free up more vibrations from below. Again, bouncing them loose when you release at the top from those loose, open, free knees. This time when you release at the top, you'll bounce vibrations loose from your shoulder blades. Really think of it from the blades of the shoulders, bouncing up and down. And again, always running your mind around your body and feeling where you feel vibrations, where you feel resonance building, and then where you feel it releasing to once you open your mouth. Then what do the bounces help? Do they help to release even more vibrations? This time when you release at the top, you'll bounce your whole body up and down loosely. All of your joints are going to get a loosening here, as if you're standing on your own personal trampoline. Again. And now let your whole room or the space you're working in become its own giant trampoline, or like one of those bouncy castles. And it's just for you. So you'll drop down and up, release at the top, and then bounce loosely your whole body through the room. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, however many bounces that you want to go on. And now standing comfortably, let that bounciness of the bouncy castle now still exist inside of your body, and feed in a sigh. And feel that release, feel that looseness and buoyancy still inside of you, coming through your voice. Ha ha. Ha ha ha. Even as we go back to the touch of sound, ha ha, a double touch. You still have a sense of that buoyancy, right? Ha ha ha. Bring your fingers into your jaw now, and give your jaw whatever it might be needing this morning. So maybe a massage of the fingertips, maybe the heels of your hands. Maybe it doesn't need much today. Maybe up into the sides of the skull, the temporalis. Maybe you go up and underneath the cheekbones, sort of back by the back upper molars into the pterygoids. But now take a moment or two to loosen your jaw, relax your jaw. When you're ready, let that go. Bring your hands to your jaw, feet in that sigh. Let that buoyancy of the bouncy castle still be present inside of you, coming through your loose joints, up and over the roof of your mouth, and then shake your jaw loose. continue further, as we shake the jaw loose this next time, and you feed in that breath, can you still feel the breath or picture the breath coming down into the joint spaces, your hip sockets, your knees, maybe your ankles, maybe even down through your arm, the joints of your arms. So really feeding in that breath down low into your body, and then sighing up over the roof of your mouth, shaking your jaw loose. And yawning, cheeks wide. Stretching, relaxing your tongue twice. And now opening up your feet a little wider than hip socket distance. Shifting your weight to one side. So I'm going to my left, which will probably be your right. So bending into that soft, open knee. Reaching up through that arm, through the joints of the elbow. You're going to clasp onto that wrist joint. You're going to pulse into the side stretch here, stretching those side ribs as you yawn in. Stretching, relaxing each tongue twice. And can you let the breath, as you yawn in, go all the way down to that open hip socket? So there's like a lung in this hip socket. The hip socket where you're leaning towards. You're going to yawn in, breathe into that hip socket. The vibrations come up from that hip socket, through that side rib, over the roof of your mouth, and then stretch and relax your tongue twice. Gently exchange wrists. Shift your weight to the other side, bending gently into the other knee. So if this is a new one for you, then hopefully you can notice that I'm sort of pulling my wrist in the opposite direction that my knee is bending. So my knee is going down, my wrist is going up. So there's a pull in two directions, and that's where you're going to get the stretch there. Now open your arms out to the front. Your tailbone's going to swing back. You're going to arch through your spine. Yawning in now all the way to the front ribs. And maybe that breath goes down to the front ribs and even down into the hip sockets, both hip sockets now. Still sighing out over the roof of the mouth and stretching, relaxing the tongue twice. Now, I'll show you from the side. Your tailbone swings forward. You round your spine. Your arms come forward as if you're hugging a tree. Yawn into your back ribs. Now drop your arms, give them a little shake, and shake the middle of your tongue loose. Again, this time dropping down your spine.
Hang from your tailbone for a moment. Let that release, let that torso release.
Slowly and easily make your way down into a squat. If that's doable for you. If not, you can come onto your back. Now, if you're in the squat, you're going to extend one leg out to the side. If you're on your back, you'll just extend one leg out to the side in the air above you. So you have those options. Extending one leg out to the side, remembering all those joints that we've opened up, the hip socket, the knee, come and massage around those joints now, from the hip socket, down through the knee, down through the ankle. Maybe even those little joints in your toes are now open. And now, as you breathe in and out on a whispered ka, let that breath coming in through the mouth of your foot, through the throat of your leg, and into the lung of your hip socket, really come and fill up, open up through that, all of those joint spaces as you flex and point that foot. That foot into the middle of the squat or over your belly if you're on your back. Stretch the other leg out. Remind yourself of all of those open joint spaces. So massaging or sort of rubbing down through the hip socket, down through the knee, through the ankle joint, and even through those little piggies, those little toes, the end of your feet to your foot. And again, you're going to breathe in out on a whispered ka, flexing and pointing that foot, breathing in through all of those joint spaces, through the whole throat of your leg and into your hip socket long, and then back out as you breathe out on the ka. And let your head drop here, let it be long, so you're not lifting your head, but if you want, you can turn your head to see what your foot is doing. But keep your neck long here, drop your head forward. Bring that leg in, just give that one a rest, and then bring the other leg out once more. You might feel that that knee joint underneath needs a little bit of a stretch now. Now you're going to breathe in on a whispered ka. You're going to breathe in through all of those open joint spaces, through the ankle, the knee, the hip socket. Let that breath travel through your pelvic floor as you shift your weight over to the other side, down to the other hip socket, through that open knee joint, down through the ankle, down and out through the foot. You'll call a high on sound vibration and stretch and relax your tongue twice as you point and flex your foot. And if you're on your back, then all you do is breathe in on one side, exchange legs, and out the other. So you've got that option. So it will be long neck, open throat. Bring that foot into the middle of the squat and loosen your tongue once more. Relax it down. Little bounce down and out through your pelvis. Build your pelvis up to the sky, tailbone up to the sky, excuse me. Let your torso hang from your tailbone. Feet come back underneath your hip sockets and side. Yeah. 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 As if
if the breath and the sigh comes from your tailbone right past the front of your tongue. Yeah. Yeah. Slowly start to come up your spine, letting the sigh drop to gravity. Yeah. Coming up. Yeah. Unfurling your spine. Yeah. Coming all the way up your neck. Yeah. And sigh. La 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 ma ma. Ha ma. Ha. Lengthen your neck up and back. Let your thought drop down into your open, wide throat, through your torso, down into the joints and spaces of your pelvis, and maybe, yes, down and through your knees, through your ankles, and all the way down through your feet. And sigh up through your chest resonance. And if you bring your hands to your chest, yes, you will probably feel resonance in your chest, but do you feel any other sympathetic resonance down through any joint spaces perhaps? Your knees, your pelvis, hip sockets, ankles, anywhere else in your body? Pay attention to those vibrations. Come up on your neck to your mouth resonance. And again, paying attention to those vibrations resonating in the spaces of your mouth, but do you feel any other sympathetic resonance in any joint spaces, any other places in your body, your elbows, your hands, your wrists, maybe even down through your hip sockets and knees? And now lengthen your neck forward and come into your teeth resonance. And yes, feel and pay attention to the resonance of your teeth, of course, but do you feel any other sympathetic resonance in your body? I feel a little bit happening in my knees as well. You can drop it to the floor. Come back up to your mouth. And drop down to your chest. Come up on your neck and blend those three places of resonance on a loose, open hey. And pay attention to where you feel that blended resonance inside of you. What parts of your body? Your joints, your legs, your arm, wherever. And now actively think of sending that hey, as if you're calling the hey down through the joints of one of your hip sockets, the knee, the ankle joint, and down and out through one of your feet. Hey. Down and out through the other leg. The leg, that loose open leg, is a conduit, a pathway out for your resonance, your vibrations. Now stand back on those resonating legs and see how they feel. And you could shake it out, down and out through your tailbone. Your tailbone could release and call this hey. Hey. Maybe 3 of them. Maybe your pelvis could sort of swirl the hay around as if it were conjuring up some spell, some potion. Hey, hey, hey. Maybe swirling and spelling and twirling the other way. Hey. And then move it through your shoulder blades, swirl it through. Hey. Swirl the other way. Hey. Loosely shake it out through your shoulders. Hey. Let it loosely come down and out through your elbow joints. Hey. And then shake it, swirl it, dance glow stick, dance party it through your wrists. And just let them come out through your 10 tiny fingertips. And then either shake it through your head, roll it through your head, bounce it through your head. Hey. And then the other way, or a different way. Hey. Now let it come through any part of your body that it wants to or you want it to. Hey. You could swirl it, you could bounce it, you could throw it out, you could shake it out, you could do anything you want. Hey. But whatever part of your body you're sending it out through, really let your thought be sending the vibrations through that part of your body. So body, voice are connected. Mind, body, voice. Hey. Hey. And then just let it come through your whole body now. Hey, 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 everybody. Hey, what a great day. What a great day to play. Hooray. Hey. Hey, 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 hey. Hey. And then just stand there comfortably. Take a moment to take stock of you. Notice your breath. Notice the open joint spaces. Feeling your feet on the ground. Your long spine. The breath coming in and out of your body. Now, if you'd like, you can speak a few lines of text, or say, in whatever language is most immediate for you, I feel, and however you feel right now. I feel expanded.
I feel awake. I feel happy. All right. On your own time, that come to its organic conclusion. And that's our warm-up for today. Thank you everyone who joined me. I hope you enjoyed this attention to the joint spaces today. I forget how powerful opening the joints can be, and how much energy can get locked in the joints. So hopefully you found that release as well. And I'll be back tomorrow morning. I'll see you then.